Dusty! Come over here, boy. I just wanted to ask, have you accepted Cat Jesus as your Lord and Savior? No comment. Good job. That's what you do. It's none of people's business. You don't answer. I raised you well. What's up, guys? So I once again have another self-checkout story, but this one is not limited to just a self-checkout encounter. I have actually had this happen over the years, but everybody has like their own style of going about this. I have gotten this other guy that I was going to make a video about, but I decided not to, but I'll do it really briefly in here. Basically, he's a JW, Jehovah's Witness guy. I want to say I started encountering him about 7 years ago. Every single time he comes to my line, which is not that often, it's like maybe once every 2 months or so, and sometimes I don't see him for the longest time, and then he'll come back, and once again, same conversation. So an average of like 5, 6, 7 times a year I have to deal with him. But he will do this thing, well, he'll whip out a pamphlet for Jehovah's Witness and talk my ear out about it and tell me to go visit the website, which I curiously did, and it just didn't work out for me. And then I had another lady who I hung out with even, and it turned into this JW conversation, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't ready for that. And I thought, oh, you're one of them too. Like, I just wanted for this hangout to be limited to just speaking as women, you know, because you're an older lady and all that stuff. But once we enter religious territory, you kill it. Discussing religion with me, it could be difficult to see eye to eye with me because I don't even know how to describe how I go about it. But if what you're telling me disagrees with the stuff that I grew up with, then we're going to have problems. And more than likely, it's going to cost us our friendship. So if religion is something that's extremely important to you, to have someone agree with you on, then I'm probably not going to be someone you can be friends with. But anyway, this guy, every single time, he would ask me if I had read it, if I was into it, if he has given it to me before, what is my name? What do I believe in? Like, in the entire time I've known him, I've gone over this with him like some 30 times, maybe even more. Just shut up, okay? Come get your groceries, check out, and stop soliciting, because that's what you're doing. And I'm on the clock, and you see me in full-blown uniform, and you're not respecting that. And don't tell me that you don't know that that is a form of soliciting. Religion is not exempt from this matter. So anyway, so the self-checkout lady was pretty much this lady coming to a self-checkout register, as opposed to doing the normal thing, which is I greet you from a distance, you go to the register and you go about your business, ring your stuff up, pay and leave. I say goodbye to you if we make eye contact, if not, whatever, continue on. She walked toward me first, as opposed to going straight to the register like you're supposed to. You came to me first, approaching me with a little pamphlet, going like, have you accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior? And I'm like, that I cannot accept, but thank you. And then she was like, say no more. Don't say anything else. And I was like, I'm sorry, that's just a form of soliciting. And then she was like, shh, shh, shh. Like, don't say anything else. And I'm like, it's a form of soliciting. If you don't see me wearing this uniform, maybe it's okay. But as long as I'm on the clock, please understand that is a form of soliciting. And I cannot do that. The reason I resorted to saying that is because I feel like, just like the JW guy and some other folks who are random that I have seen over the years doing the same thing, if someone does not start telling them to stop, they won't. So maybe if I teach them that you cannot come up to employees doing that, which is true. I have talked to management about it. They said it's a form of soliciting. They're not supposed to do that. And if they continue, call us. So like, I'm trying to avoid getting my management involved because it may turn into something. I don't want that to like happen in my presence. And I also don't want it to happen to you as a customer because that may, damage your perception. Just when it comes to religion, you can be proud of it, but keep that stuff to yourself and understand boundaries. Do not come to a place where you know that soliciting is prohibited. You're asking for trouble. You're begging for trouble. So maybe it has worked just fine other places you go to, but just understand that not everywhere you're going to get the same result. You're not going to be dismissed and get out of it unscathed everywhere you go. For me personally, I just wish I didn't have to deal with any of that at all, ever in my life. But I know that people are always trying to recruit to their cults or whatever it is that you people are, your congregation, your groups, whatever. I think that you really ought to let people discover that on their own. I think that's really how it works. When it comes to religion, it's such a sensitive and occasionally controversial topic that I think you're taking a massive risk, and I don't think that you should do that, especially at an establishment such as a business and being out in public. Stuff like that, I think you should get to know someone well, perhaps get to know where they're coming from in that regard, and then if you get the vibe that it's something they would welcome or you might have in common, then after you have known the person well, gotten to know them and know how to say their name at the very least, then you may feel confident to bring it up. But you don't just walk up to strangers and just do that. And I feel like sometimes that happens to me, but it doesn't happen to other colleagues. And maybe it's because I guess I'm the more approachable looking, and I hate that. But I just thought that I would share that because it's one of those things where I'm like, just don't do that. I don't go around telling people to like subscribe to my channel or to like shop from me. If you need something from me, you will find me. You will discover it on your own without me having to be pushy, all up in your face, trying to recruit you into doing something for me. Like, no, that just won't happen. So anyways, you guys, I thought I would share this with you, share the experience. See if you guys have anything to say about this. See if you guys have any experiences of your own, because I would really love to hear it. But I really like how my manager on duty handled this one, because I told him I would like to just get caved in, because there's some people I recognize who have the potential of coming to me once again and bringing the stuff up. So he let me hide for about 10 minutes. And then he also knows who these folks are. And it was like, all right, Zam, the coast is clear. But then my manager told me that I should just tell them to know that I have my own God and leave it at that. And I thought that was actually a pretty smart thing. In addition, up until this point, what I would normally do is just take their paper and be like, thank you so much. I'll be sure to look at it. And then, of course, throw it away. But again, that's not solving the problem. I want to actively bring that to a halt if possible, especially for the regulars who come in there. That other thing that annoys me about that is that even if I just say thank you, have a nice day, they will start talking like the JW guy. He will talk and talk and talk and talk and be like, oh, so how did you discover this? How was it that you found connected to the Lord? Whatever wording it is that they use. Just, no, I don't have time for you. I'm at work. There's people behind you. Have sense. That's really where my annoyance comes from. Zam on the clock is different from Zam who's relaxed at home, such as right now. Different from Zam who's driving, Zam who's eating, Zam who's working out. Read the environment and determine when it's a good time to talk. But it seems like you just want to like plow your way through everybody's day and just assume that when it's a good time for you, it's a good time for everybody else. And you'll get upset if everybody else lets you know that no, it's not a good time. So just have some common sense. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.